Hi, thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and my channel is called Your True Shelf. Today I'm doing a look back at the video I made earlier this year, which was to make a TBR for the Reading Women's Challenge. This is a challenge which lasts for the whole of the year, which is hosted by Kendra and Autumn from the Reading Women podcast, and they have set a series of 24 challenges plus a bonus author at the end to try and complete over the year for books which are written by or about women. So without further ado, we'll watch my video in clips from earlier this year to see how I'm doing my challenge. I've never done this before, so hopefully it will appear somewhere in the corner down here. So let's start and see how I've been getting on. So the first one I don't have a book for. The first one is a mystery or thriller by a woman of colour. So that's one I have actually managed to achieve, because whilst I didn't have any mysteries or thrillers by women of colour, I've now read My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, which I think would be okay for this category. It's not sort of strictly a thriller, but it could be put into that category, so I'm counting it as one of the challenges. The second one is about a woman with a mental illness. This is Veronica Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho. So I haven't read Veronica Decides to Die, but I did read from the Welcome Prize shortlist. I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tessa Moshfegh, and I read The Trauma Cleaner by Sarah Krasnostein, and they would both count for this category, so I'm going to say that I did also get this prompt. The next one is by a woman from New Zealand or Nigeria. And for this one I have chosen Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So I didn't read Half of a Yellow Sun, but what I did read was Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi, and she is from Nigeria. And I have read that this year as part of the Welcome Prize long list, and so I'm going to count that as that prompt as well. So far I'm actually doing pretty well. The next one is a book about or set in Appalachia. Now Appalachia is a really large area of the States. It covers several states, and all the books that I thought might be in Appalachia when I googled weren't, and I found one book which is in the same state of part of Appalachia, so it's really close. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and use that because that's all I have, and that is this one, which is The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd. So I haven't read The Invention of Wings, and I haven't read any other books which are set in Appalachia. I don't think I own any other books still, so I haven't done that one. Next one is a children's book, and it specifically said children's, not YA, because there's a separate one for YA. So children's books, I have been keeping or buying books for my daughter and son that I loved when I was a child. And they're all in my daughter's wardrobe, so I couldn't be bothered to go and get them for this video, but we've all heard of them. So my choices for this one is either Heidi by Joanna Spyri, The Rower Children by E. Nesbitt, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, or one called The Peppermint Pig by Nina Borden. So I didn't read any of those four. I would still like to, but I didn't this time. However, I did read last month The Wolves of Willoughby Chase by Jane Aitken, and so I'm going to count that as my children's book. Next is a multi-generational family saga, and for that one I have chosen The Thread by Victoria Hislop. No, so I haven't read The Thread, and I haven't read any other multi-generational sagas, so that's one that is still to be achieved. Okay, next one is featuring a woman in science. Now, so I've got two choices here. One is a non-fiction, a memoir, and that is A Testament of Youth by Vera Brittain. This is Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani. So she's not a doctor, but this is about her journey with cancer, so I figured it kind of well, she's not a scientist, I should say. Obviously there's more than just doctors who work in science. It's about her journey with cancer. So I haven't read any of the books, either the books that I wanted to read for women in science, and despite having read the Welcome Prize list, I don't think any of them were about women in science, so I haven't achieved that one as yet. Next one is a play. I don't have any plays. The only play I have is Romeo and Juliet, which obviously doesn't fit the bill because it's not by a man and it's not focusing mainly on it's not by a woman or focusing mainly on a woman. So still haven't got any plays, haven't read any plays, so not that one.
The next one is a novella. I don't have any novellas either, so I've got books which are kind of a little bit too long, or non-fiction which is around the right length, but no actual novellas.
No, still don't have any novellas either.
Next was about a female athlete. Again,
nope, still no books by a female athlete.
Number 11, a book about a religion which is not your own. For that one, I chose Disobedience by Naomi Alderman, which is about the Jewish religion.
No, so my good record is going downhill at the moment. I haven't read Disobedience. I really liked it, and I actually noticed on Netflix, I think, or Prime, that it's actually a film, which I didn't realise, with Rachel Weisz, so I would like to watch that and read the book as well.
Next we have an award winner for the Lambda Literary Awards. So they are LGBTQ plus awards. There were loads of winners because there's so many different categories. So I had to kind of look in the Goodreads help group to try and work out if I had any of these books without trawling through pages and pages of winners. And I do. So one of the past winners was The Night Watch by Sarah Waters.
Yes, so I did read this one. I did read The Night Watch by Sarah Waters. I did it as a buddy read, which I was planning to do, and I absolutely loved it. I was really glad that I read it, and I'll definitely be reading more Sarah Waters as a result.
The next one is a myth retelling. So I don't have any myth retellings. I read Home Fire, which is probably the only myth retelling I had, and so I can't include that one. So I don't have anything like that.
Still don't have any myth retellings. I'm not really drawn to myth retellings. I guess I haven't tried a great many, but I still don't have any.
A translated work which was published before 1945, but that is Sweet Française by Irene Nemirovsky. She was writing this while she was in hiding. She was Jewish. Excuse me. And she was writing while she was in hiding in the Second World War, and she sadly died.
No, so I haven't read Sweet Française yet. Again, it is one that I'd like to read, but I haven't got to that one yet.
Okay, then we have a book set by an author who is South Asian. So this first one is The Folded Earth by Anuradha Roy, and I love this cover.
I love the cover of this one, but I haven't read this one, and I know what the second choice is, and I haven't read that one either.
And then the other one is The Private Lives of Mrs. Sharma by Ritika Kapoor.
I'm not doing so well now, am I?
Right, next one is a novel written by an Indigenous woman, which I do not sadly have one of those.
No, I don't. I still don't have one of those, unfortunately, so I can't fulfil that challenge as yet.
And the next one is from the Reading Women Awards shortlist. Again, when I looked at the shortlist, several of the books that were on there were ones I wanted to read, but I don't own any of them at the moment.
As far as I'm aware, I still don't own any of those books either.
Number 18 is a love story or romance, and for that one, I chose How to Find Love in a Bookshop by Veronica Henry.
So I didn't read that, but I did read a romance. Well, actually, I'm going to change that because I was going to use this one for another answer, but I'm going to change it. So I'm currently reading a romance, which is Normal People by, so you can see my list in the corner, Normal People by Sally Rooney. I guess it's not like typical romance genre, but it's a love story between Connell and Marianne, so I'm going to count that as the prompt for this challenge.
Next is a book about nature. And for that one, I have chosen H is for Hawk by Helen MacDonald.
I haven't read H is for Hawk yet. I've bought another copy, so now I've got my own copy, but I haven't read that one as yet. So fingers crossed I will read it soon.
Historical fiction. I chose one that I've had for too long. To the Bright Edge of the World by Eowyn Ivy. Look at that gorgeous
I haven't read
cover.
that. I'd actually forgotten about that book, so that's a nice prompt for me to read it. I have actually fulfilled this category with another book, which was Mariana by Susanna Kearsley. An absolutely fantastic historical fiction book which uses time travel between modern day and the time of the plague. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Can't recommend it enough.
A book bought or borrowed in 2019. This is one I'm really excited about. This is Almost Love by Louise O'Neill.
I haven't read Almost Love by Louise O'Neill. Again, I sort of forgot about that one a little bit, and I was really looking forward to reading it when I bought it, so I need to make sure I push it back up to my TBR pile again. So
we've got a book that you chose based on its cover. So I chose this book, and then so it happens that I then keep seeing it on BookTube, and it's been the Feminist Orchestra book, and they've just discussed it, and so I'm looking forward to watching that. And that is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler.
Yay, I did read this one. I got this one out from the library. I loved the cover, and I really loved the book, and that's one I can tick off.
Ultimate one is a book that's part of a series, which for that one I have chosen The Diviners by Liba Bray.
So I didn't actually end up reading The Diviners. I ended up taking it back to the library because it's a really big book, and I had borrowed quite a lot of books from the library. I just didn't get to it. So I have still met this prompt because I have read Grip and Flow by Kennedy Ryan, which are 2 of 3 books in that series. The last one I'm sort of started reading it on my phone. That is called Still. That's a romance series, an interracial relationship. And it's really good, and so that's going to be my prompt for the series.
A YA book by a woman of colour. So the only book that I think fits into this category is Oggy and Me by RJ Palazzo.
Haven't read Oggy and Me as yet, and I'm looking forward to doing so. I just haven't got around to it yet.
So that is all of the questions. And then there's 2 bonus authors. So one is Jhumpa Lahiri, which I don't own anything by her, and the other one is Jesmyn Ward. I do have Sing Unburied Sing.
So I haven't read Sing Unburied Sing, but I have now got a book by Jhumpa Lahiri, which is Lowlands, I think it's called, which I got in a charity shop recently. So of all of the prompts, so there's 24 prompts and the authors. I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've done 9 out of 24, which isn't great really, seeing as that leaves quite a few, 15 left to go by the end of the year. So I guess more than 1 book a month. But obviously it's supposed to be fun. It is fun. I love making lists and seeing how I did with the list. So I'm going to just carry on with the books that I want to read, and I may well tick off some categories with books that I wasn't expecting to use, but it's actually been really nice to kind of remind myself of what I wanted to read and some of the books that I'd had actually forgotten that I had, so that's good. So let me know if you've been joining along with the Reading Women Challenge, or if you'd like to give it a look now that you know a bit more about it. I'm going to link it in the show notes down below, and yeah, let me know your thoughts. See you later, bye!